Virginia here. I am going to show you this morning how to create the straight stitch. So I am right-handed and I coil from left to right. Normally, right-handers, or a lot of right-handers, coil to the left. But I am going to show you how a left-hander would do it because I like to coil to the right. So either way, I'll try to show you both ways, coiling to the right and coiling to the left, no matter whether you're right or left-handed. So my plan for this basket is to have 3 different colors, and I'm going to do a tie stitch. So when I'm going to create the tie stitch, I like to start out with a straight stitch, not a basic stitch or simple stitch. The simple stitch ends up just leaning a little bit to the left, so it ends up spiral if you just keep going further out. But when I'm starting a tie stitch, I like to set it up by using the straight stitch first. So I'll show you how I do that. So these are Apache pine needles that a friend got for me. I've been trying to get a hold of some for quite a while. And these are the colors I've picked. Of course, the red I'm going to use. And then I have this mustard color. I think it's called butterscotch. As well as this little light lilac, because it's as close as I could get to the stone in here. So I want to use the red and these 2 colors for my tie stitch. And but I like to have the first stitch be a straight stitch because it just lines up better, especially on the bottom, because as these start curving, then when you're creating the tie stitch, it's just not as clean over the top. So here we go. So I've already started with a single stitch here of the basic stitch or simple stitch. So the way you straighten your stitches out, now this thread's a little thinner than what I'm used to using. Let me make sure I don't have any knots in there. Okay. I'll try to get up close and personal because the last straight stitch video I did was in Mexico, and I had my phone sitting on top of a can, and it didn't come out that well. So here we go. So from the back to the front, and you're coming up and over. You're going from the front to the back, and you start, at least I do, I start on the left side, go through the pine needles, and come out on the far side, which is the right side. And see, it straightens it up. So let me show you that again. So see how this just lines up much straighter? It's not leaning. If I just went normal, it'd be leaning. And it actually pulls the one up below a little straighter as well. So you want to pull snug, but not too tight. You don't want to, just snug, I would say. So let's try that again. So here's the back of my stone. This is a Australian mookite, I believe. So I come from the back, front. I'm coming on the outer side or left side of the stitch. Now the idea is you want this bottom stitch to hold the straight stitch in place. So I am going through the needles here. You have to go through the needles to do this. Some people don't go through the needles, but this stitch works better if you do. So hope you can see that. I'm going down right there. Oops. And then I'm coming out on the far side. I'm trying to come out on the far side of that stitch, of the second stitch. There we go. Just barely made it. Boy, something's sticky in there. You know, these are the Apache needles, and they do seem to have a bit more of the pine sap on them. Might be, I might have hit a, so see how straight that is? I wish I had more light in here, but I'm in the Northwest and it's pretty dark right now. We had sun earlier, but it disappeared. So I'll show you that a third time. So I'm coming to the back to the front, looping over, going near the top, through the needles, pushing them through, coming out on the far side of the second stitch. So you're making a diagonal stitch through the pine needles. And it's really tight. Maybe this needle's just too big. Pull it through. Pull it snug. So see the difference? This side, they are sort of leaning to the left, and you're going to end up with a swirling pattern. If you keep doing this simple or basic stitch, it'll get a swirling pattern. Here's the straight stitch. Okay, I'll do it one more time. I'm going in on the left side because you want this stitch to hold your straight stitch in place. I'm just like at the top of the coil there, pushing through, coming diagonally sort of through the needles, over on the far side or right side of that bottom stitch. So if this doesn't make sense to you, you could pick up Nancy McEwen's Stitch List book, and she has diagrams in there. I'm not going to post the diagrams that I've seen in the book because I don't have her authority to do so, but if I did, I would post them. But grab her book if you're having a hard time with this, and she has diagrams, and it explains it a bit better, and the photos show the needle going through the coil. So on the left side, push diagonally, come up on the right side. So see how my needle is going diagonally through the coil at the top of the coil. I'm not going in the middle of the coil of pine needles. I'm going right at the top and then come straight across. Okay, now see how straight that is? So when you go to create your tie stitch, you're going to have that color right in the middle. Then I can put this little lilac color and then the red, and we'll see how that looks. I don't know. Once I try it, I'll know how it looks. So I hope that helps. That's what it's looking like. Thanks for watching. Message me with questions. Okay, so now let me see if I can show you how to create the straight stitch going to the left, or the tail to the left. So this is normally how right-handers do it, or a lot of right-handers do it this way. I'm right-handed, but I coil to the right, so it is a little bit different. So let me just show you the stitches. You've probably seen the first part of this video and you've seen me coiling to the right, but we will coil to the left with the tail to the left. So again, it's basically the same idea. So you're coming in now on the right side of this stitch, and I usually position it at the top, close to the top, but you're going to pick up the needles and then go diagonally through the coil and try to come out near the top on the second stitch, and you're going to be on the left side. And the idea is you're coming in on the right side of this because it's going to hold your thread straight, and coming out on the left, it'll pull it up straight. So you need something to hold it there. So let's pull that through. So you're just going diagonally through the needles and see how it straightens it up. So there's your straight stitch. Let's do it again. So back to front, coming up and over. Come from this first stitch on the right side. Go diagonally near the top, across to the, oops, I need to stay in there. Come out on the other side. Boy, my fingers aren't working very good today. I think it's there. There it is. Oops, don't poke yourself. There we go. There's your second straight stitch. So see, these are the basic stitch or simple stitch. So see how it's pulling that tight, snug. These are still bending, but our straight stitch is going straight up and down. So when we do the tie stitch and you're working on either side, you're going to tie this one in. It's going to be straight up and down instead of diagonal, and it just lays better. You don't have stitches looking all wonky. So I'll do it another time. It says coiling to the left. It's the same idea. Come in on the outside or right side of that first stitch. Go through the top of the needles. Try to come out. Nope, that's not where you want to come out. You want to come out just on the other side near the top. So see, you can't see the needle going through, but you know it's hidden in between the coil. And then I'm going to pull it through. These needles are really sticky, or maybe it's this thread doesn't have enough wax on it. Either way, we've got our straight stitch. So here's 1, 2, 3 of them, 4 of them. Okay, let's do it one more time. So back to front. So this again is the back of my stone that I was working on previously, coiling to the right, but we're coiling to the left. We're coming up and over. Right side of that first stitch. Put it in at the top of the coil. Go diagonally right across the coil through the needles. Oh, there I did it again. It's sticky, sticky. And then out on the other side of the second stitch on the left, so it holds it in place. Pull it snug. And there you have your straight stitch. So this looks wonky here because I started going the other way. But I'll take these out and go back and do it right. Because you recall this was a straight stitch, but I was coiling to the right, and now we're coiling to the left. I will do that one more time before I take it out so I can make it look correct. Okay, I know I'm repeating myself, but sometimes it makes it easier for people to see it several times. So, up and over, right hand side of your first stitch, go diagonally through the coil, come out on the back, I went too far. I'm getting excited and going too far. So here we go. On the left side of that second stitch. And your thread is hidden down here in the center. So let's look closely. so you could see the pattern of the needle. See, it's just diagonally going straight through. Right side of the first stitch, you come out on the left side of the second stitch. Pull that through without poking yourself. Oh, look, I already poked myself once. It happens. Okay, there we go. So there's your straight stitch coiling to the left. Now, it looks a little funky because this I was coiling to the right, but you get the general idea. At least I hope you do. Okay, message me with questions. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching.